Okay, good evening, everyone. So, in the last session, I think we completed the Elastic Beanstalk, right? Okay, so in the today's session, we can go with CloudWatch service. So, coming to this CloudWatch is a monitoring tool by using which we can monitor your resources and as well as a log files also. Let us say we have created like 2 or 3 EC2 instances, and every day the servers will be running, and as part of our job we have to monitor how the EC2 instances are performing, like what is the CPU utilization, how much bandwidth network it is utilizing, and what is the disk status. Everything you have to monitor, and if something going wrong, it has to send you some alerts. Everything we can configure using the CloudWatch. CloudWatch is a monitoring tool by using which we can monitor your resource utilization like CPU, disk, network, RAM, everything. And also, the CloudWatch can be used to collect the logs and to analyze the logs. Every application will generate some log files, right? So let us say you have 100 EC2 instances, and in every 100 EC2 instances, there are some default logs and as well as some application logs also. Even in your laptop, you will have some kind of logs available under event viewer. Have you ever tried opening event viewer? If you open that, it will show what is happening in your system. Like if there is any if something get crashed, everything you can observe in the event viewer. So to check that, you have to log into the EC2 instance and then only you can monitor. But this CloudWatch can be used to collect the logs from different instances, and everything will be available in the browser. So without log into your EC2 instances, log into the Amazon account, we can check everything. What are the logs generated by your applications? Generally, we will use this CloudWatch to collect the logs from your applications like Apache log or a Tomcat server log or anything. Every software will have a log file, including MySQL database. For everything, there will be a log files. So we can store the logs in a centralized location. In the real time, apart from this AWS, there are different log servers available. There are some separate log server, which is centralized machine. In every computer, there will be an agent. That agent will collect the logs and all the logs will be sent to the server. But here, everything will be done using the CloudWatch. Being a solutions architect, we don't focus on the logs and everything, but it is our responsibility to check the resource utilization. Because all the time the CPU is more than 90%, we have to increase the instance size, all the things. So how should we know that? Every time we cannot log into the instances to check what is the CPU, right? So we can use the CloudWatch service to monitor the resource utilization and also to trigger some alerts. I think in the first session, immediately once we create the AWS account, we created a billing alarm, right? Which will send you an alert whenever the total estimated charges is more than $3 or so. The same way we can create the alerts for any metric in the sense like CPU utilization, disk, network. So these all are metrics. You can configure the alerts or alarms for anything. Okay, right. So first thing, what I do is we need at least 2 or 3 servers to observe what is the CPU utilization and all the things. So for that reason, what we do is before getting detail into the CloudWatch, I will create 2 EC2 instances. While we are discussing about the CloudWatch, those EC2 instances will be ready. Then we can see how to use the CloudWatch to monitor your EC2 instances and also how to generate automatic alert whenever the CPU is more than 90% or 80%. And I prefer to create Windows. The reason is in the Windows, easily we can increase the CPU utilization, but in Linux, that will be a little bit difficult to simulate the CPU. Okay, so first thing, the CloudWatch is AWS managed monitoring tool by using which we can monitor the resource utilization and also collect the logs from instances and applications. So here, what is the meaning of resource utilization? Or only can we monitor only the EC2 instances? No, you can monitor any AWS service, including you can monitor the load balancer, like how many people are active right now, or in the last 5 minutes, how many new connections are there, or you can monitor auto scaling. Everything you can monitor using the auto scaling. Whatever is available on AWS, everything you can monitor. Can we monitor our on-premises servers using the CloudWatch? Yes, you can. But directly how? Amazon will identify your servers. So we will see that. Like we have to install some CloudWatch agents and all the things. I will let you know that. So in the meanwhile, what I do is for the practice purpose, create two Windows EC2 instances. I will name them as like something different, server 11 and server 12. And enable enhanced monitoring. I will explain what is the difference between the basic monitoring and enhanced monitoring. First, let me create the two EC2 instances. While they are getting created, and after 5 minutes, it will collect some data, right? So that we can use that data to understand about the CloudWatch. So quickly, let me go to our Amazon account. Let me launch two EC2 instances, and I will go with Windows Server 2022, the latest one. Okay, let me go to the instances. Let me launch two instances. So first instance name, I'm going to give it as a server 11, Windows. I will go with T2.micro because that is a free tier eligible. Okay, I don't need any preference. Directly I can go with security group. I will select the existing security group. As it is a Windows machine, I will open RDP from anywhere. So first instance is getting created. Let me launch one more EC2 instance, which is going to be server 12. Why I haven't used server 1 and server 2 is, I think already we created something, right? So if I create with the same name, we might get confused with which instance we are monitoring. Because 30 days, the metrics and the information is available even after deleting the instances. I will show you that we can see all the things. Okay, AMI will be Microsoft Windows Server. Key pair, I will select the one which already we know. Security group, I will select RDP. Launch instance. So instance is getting created. So here I have used a term called enhanced monitoring. What is the meaning of enhanced monitoring? CloudWatch provides two different types of monitorings. One is basic monitoring and the second one is detailed monitoring or enhanced monitoring. The difference between these two is that the basic monitoring will collect the information for every 5 minutes. Like first it will get the information at 6 p.m. Then it will get the information again at 6:05 p.m. If something happened at 6:02 p.m., it will not be identified by your CloudWatch until 6:05 because every 5 minutes the data will be collected by your CloudWatch. Whereas in the enhanced monitoring, if you consider the EC2 instance, instead of 5 minutes, every 1 minute the data will be collected. That is the difference between the basic monitoring and detailed or enhanced monitoring. Both are same. So here, CloudWatch supports a two types of monitorings. The first one is basic monitoring, in which data will be collected every 5 minutes. And the second one is detailed or enhanced. Both are same. Technically, we call it as a detailed monitoring. So data will be collected every 1 minute. So no need to wait 5 minutes to get the data. Every 1 minute, the data will be collected by the CloudWatch. Is the detailed monitoring free? No. Detailed monitoring is not a free. I think up to 10 detailed monitorings are free. Just we can enable up to 10 instances. That is not a free, or I can say detailed monitoring is available at an extra charges. If you enable detailed monitoring, I think for a few monitorings are free. Like I'm not sure 2 or a 10. I think it's a 10. I think it's a 10. After that, you will be charged. Let me quickly cross check how many detailed monitorings are free, because while you are working for a company, we don't care about whether they are free or not. So we have to enable enhanced monitoring for every instance. It seems they not provided, so obviously that is what we call that, not a free tier or a free trial. Yeah, it seems they not provided any. Just detailed monitoring is available at extra cost. So now, what are the different terms, different terminology what we are going to use? So you can monitor any instance like EC2 instance or a load balancer, database, anything you can monitor. But what is the terminology we use? This CloudWatch is not only for a monitoring, we can use that for alerting you whenever something is going wrong. CloudWatch can be used to trigger alerts when the metric is beyond the threshold value. So here I have used different terms, right? Alert, metric, threshold, and all the things. How it is possible is CloudWatch can be used to create the alarms. CloudWatch can be used to create the alarms. By using the alarms, we can trigger an alert whenever a metric is beyond the threshold value. So now first, what is the alarm? Or first, what is the metric? What is a metric? Metric is the resource or the component which we are monitoring, like CPU utilization, disk IOPS, read operations, latency. These are all called as a metric. Metric is the component which we are monitoring using the CloudWatch. Example like CPU utilization, network utilization, etc. Just I'm explaining with respect to the EC2. If you go for load balancer, then number of active connections, or if you go in terms of database, what is the latency, how many read operations, write operations. The metrics are different based on each and every service. Even if you see the total estimated charges, that is also a metric, but in terms of billing, total estimated charges. Okay, then I have used a term called alarm. What is the general alarm? Or here I have used a term called threshold value. What is a threshold? A kind of break even or not break even, some maximum value of a metric, maximum utilization of a metric. Let us say, if I say the threshold value is CPU 70%. So if the CPU utilization is less than 70%, then we can say that the utilization is below the threshold value. Whenever the CPU utilization is going more than 70%, we can say it is more than the threshold value. In that example, the threshold is 70% for the CPU utilization, right? So what is the alarm? Alarm can be used to monitor a metric and trigger an alert whenever the alarm or the metric is beyond a threshold value. Or even you can configure that, like when you would like to receive the alert. If the alarm you want to receive an alert, if the CPU is less than 70%, you can configure that. But I think nobody will configure if the CPU is less than 50%, right? Okay. So alarm is used to trigger an alert whenever the metric is, I can say, beyond the threshold value. Beyond the threshold value means, let us say, if your requirement is like the CPU should not be less than 60%. So you can configure in that way also. Okay, right. So how an alert will be triggered? CloudWatch will never send you an email. So I will give you a basic difference between the alarm and alert. I think everybody might know about a fire alarms, right? What it will do? It will continuously monitor for a temperature. If the temperature is less than some value, let us say 100 degrees centigrade, it will not do anything. Whenever the temperature is more than 100 degrees centigrade, it will trigger an alert. What kind of alert it is? It depends on the configuration, right? Like it might be a sound alarm, sound alert, or it might trigger something else also, like what we call that, activate some sprinklers or whatever it is, right? That is what the alert. So here, what kind of alert it is we can configure an email alert. We can configure an email alert, or we can use a different alerts also. Like instead of, let us say, if the CPU is more than 70%, I want to create a new instance also, or I want to restart the existing EC2 instance. So whenever, if the problem is due to some kind of application struck or something, a reboot will clear the things, right? Alert can be anything which will send whenever the metric is beyond the threshold value. But here, what we use is, alert is a kind of, alert is an email notification which will be delivered when the metric is beyond the threshold value. But CloudWatch cannot send an alert directly. What it will do is, CloudWatch alarm will use SNS to deliver an email alert. What is a SNS? It is a service, simple notification service. So it will have some kind of a topics, email addresses will be added, all the things. We have a separate session on application services. At that time we can discuss. But here the email alert will be delivered using a service called SNS. We will integrate that SNS with the CloudWatch alarm. And every alarm, whatever the alarm we have, alarm is going to have a 3 different states. Alarm will have a 3 states. Let us say I have an EC2 instance. How many states that EC2 instance has? Running state, stopped state, terminated state, right? There are 3 different states. In the same way, alarm will have a 3 states. The first state is in alarm. The second state, sorry, first one I will say with OK. The second one is going to be in alarm. The third one is insufficient data. These are the three alarms. When this OK state will happen here is if the metric is below the threshold value. If the metric is below the threshold value. Example, CPU is less than 60%. In alarm, if the metric is more than the threshold. Example like CPU greater than 60%. Insufficient data means if the CloudWatch is unable to receive the data. Let us say if the instance got deleted, then your CloudWatch cannot get any data from the EC2 instance, right? But still the metric is available for some time. So the metric will be automatically deleted from CloudWatch if the data is not received for 30 days continuously. Let us say on March 1st, I deleted the EC2 instance called server 1. If I log into CloudWatch on March 15th, still I can see the data of the server 1 up to March 1st. From March 1st to March 15th, no data. The status will be insufficient data. You cannot delete any metric manually. Whenever the CloudWatch is unable to receive the data about a particular metric of an instance for 30 days continuously, then the metric will be automatically removed from your CloudWatch. Okay, right. So now what we do is we will see how to monitor the CPU utilization of server 11 and server 12. Okay, I think we forgot to enable enhanced monitoring, right? We did not enable, but nobody mentioned that. Okay, so we did not enable the CPU utilization, so only it will collect every 5 minutes. So how to enable enhanced monitoring of an existing EC2 instance is you can select the EC2 instance and you can click on monitoring. And here you can see an option called manage detailed monitoring. Manage detailed monitoring. Already it started showing, but it will give you the information for every 5 minutes. So you cannot observe what happened at 6:03 p.m. It only contains 6, 6, 5, 6, 10 like. Click on manage detailed monitoring and this is the one you have to enable. It will collect the data every 1 minute and additional charges apply. Okay, if you want to know how much additional charges, you can click on that link. The charges will be varied for every region, like a slight difference. Let me enable for server 12 also. Select the server, click on manage detailed monitoring and let me enable. Okay, so now if you want to check the charges, okay, it seems 10 detailed monitoring metrics are free. Free tier, we can get 10 detailed monitoring metrics. 10, maximum 10. If you create more than that, then definitely you will be charged. Okay, so now what is the charges after that? First 10,000 metrics, $0.30 per month. If you are creating more than 10,000 metrics, then $0.10 up to 2,40,000 metrics. The charges are very nominal, right? Okay, this is not per metric. Oh, sorry, this is per metric per month. Let us say if you create 10,000 metrics, then per month the charges will be 10,000 into 0.3. 10,000 multiplied with 0.3. $3,000 for all 10,000 metrics. 10,000 metrics, not one instance or something. If you are creating more than that, then definitely it is like 1/3, 0.10. But nobody will run 10,000 servers or something, right? So now, if they are creating 10,000 servers, definitely their monthly bill will be like $1 trillion minimum. So now what is the next one? Let us see how to monitor. How to monitor CPU utilization of server 11 and server 12. So to monitor, what we have to do is you have to click on the search and type CloudWatch, monitor resources and applications. Click on CloudWatch. So you can see there is already one alarm, which is a billing alarm, right? Okay, now here, if you want to monitor the CPU utilization, here you can click on all metrics. All metric means it will display the each and every metric which already you have utilized. If you don't use any services as of now, you can't see any metric except the billing alerts and the basic things you can see. Now, what we are trying to monitor? We are trying to monitor the CPU utilization of server 11 and 12. So server 11 and server 12 are EC2 instances, right? So once you click on all metrics, you can see like this, where you have to click on EC2, and I want to check the metrics per instance. I don't want to check everything combined. I want to check individual. You can click on per instance metric. If you see by image ID, let us say we have created two instances with the same AMI, right? So all together will be displayed. So here I can select per instance metric, and here you can see the instance name, no name specified. No name specified. That means that is the information about an EC2 instance which doesn't have a name tag. But whatever the EC2 instances we already have, they have a name tag called 11 and 12, server 11 and server 12, which means what is the instance ID? 4224, ends with 4224, but we don't have any such instance. That is the instance which we already deleted. If you select something here, there is no data. See here, there is no data in the last 3 hours. If I select in the last 1 week, still there is no data. Let me select in the last 12 months. There might be some data which is created on February 9th or so. February 9th, and we deleted on the next 11th or so. Only during this day there is information because we deleted after February 11th or so. Okay. So now, when these metrics will be deleted is if this metric is unable to receive the information for the next 30 days, automatically this metric will be deleted. Okay, now what we are trying to monitor? CPU utilization. So instead of searching here in these many pages, what I do is in the search, I can search for CPU utilization. CPU utilization. So here I will type CPU utilization and press enter. So it will display only the CPU utilization metric of all EC2 instances. See here. But these are not our EC2 instances. These many instances we created as of now in the last 30 days. Server 11, let me select the server 11. You can see the CPU utilization. But it is showing in the last 3 hours. If I select in the last 1 hour, what is the time right now? 8. 8 means approximately 1.5, right? UTC time. What is the UTC time? 2.5. 2:30. 2:30 p.m. See here, 2:30 p.m. And what is the start time? 1:30. It will only display between 1:30 and 2:30. If you select 12 hours, it will display that morning 2:30 to afternoon 2:30. But we don't have server at that time, right? That's why it is showing blank. Can I monitor two things at a time? Two server CPU utilization? Yes. You can select server 12 also. Let me select 1 hour window. You can see two different colors. One is like server 11 is a blue color. Orange color is server 12. If you want to check what is the CPU utilization at 2:20 p.m. UTC. So here is the 2:20, right? What is the CPU utilization? Server 11 is having 70.76 and server 12 is having 24.87. Right? Okay. And here, every 1 minute, it will auto update. 1 minute, auto update. No need to click on this refresh button. Every 1 minute, the UI will be updated and you can see the more data about your metrics. Okay. Now, which one is having the lowest CPU utilization? It seems both are having more high CPU, 86%, right? Okay. Now, what I want to do is, I want to create an alert for CPU utilization for more than 80%. Create an alarm on server 11 for CPU utilization 80%. CPU utilization is greater than 80% to trigger an email alert. How to do that is, okay, remove everything. So to create the alarm, go to the CloudWatch. Go to the CloudWatch. So here you can see all alarms, everything, right? Click on all alarms. So long back I created for server 1. What is the state? Insufficient. Why? Because there is no such server exists and it is unable to receive the data. Okay, now here click on create alarm. Now it is asking to select a metric. What is the metric? The component which we are trying to monitor. We are trying to monitor the CPU utilization, right? Okay, click on select metric. Again, it will open all metrics page. And here, and we are trying to monitor the CPU utilization of an EC2 instance. So click on EC2, select per instance metrics, and you have to select the metric name of CPU utilization of server 11. I cannot go to each and every tab to check that. That's why I can use a filter, not server 11s. Here, you cannot give the name tag. You can use metric name. You can use resource ID, like instance ID kind of a thing. Okay, so here, for our requirement, the easiest method is filter based on the metric name. CPU utilization. Filter apply, and I will select server 11. Select metric. Now we are not yet done. What it is monitoring? Average CPU for the 5 minutes. But I want to select every 1 minute. Not average, maximum. In the 1 minute window, if the CPU utilization is more than 80%, then I would like to receive the alert. We can modify that average CPU for 5 minutes, 1 minute, that depends. Now threshold time. A fixed threshold or an anomaly. So static in the sense we are going to give 80% as a threshold value. Then the second option, anomaly detection. Anomaly detection means we can configure two things. Like we have to give a band like 60 and 70, 60%. So if it is a 60, it will not give any alarm. If it is less than 60 or greater than 60, like whenever it is behaving in an abnormal way, then it will trigger you an alert. So here I can select static, and whenever the CPU utilization is greater than 80%. So for 80%, it won't send you any alert. If it is 80 point something, then it will give you the alert. What is the second one? Greater than or equal, which means even at 80% also you will receive an alert. Then click on okay. Here, generally we don't use the additional configuration. If you click on additional configuration, 1 out of 1, which means data point. When we are collecting the data every 1 minute, right? If in the 1 minute, if the CPU utilization touches 80%, it will trigger the alert. Or You can configure like 2 out of like within 2 minutes window. If the CPU utilization is 18% for twice, then it will trigger you the alert. Like you can configure that when you would like to receive and all the things. Can I configure like this? Yes. In a 2 minutes window also you can check for one time. Okay. So click on next. When you would like to trigger an alarm, three different states: in alarm, okay, insufficient data. In alarm means the state of the alarm will be in alarm if the CPU is more than 80%. Okay, if the CPU is less than 80%. When you would like to receive the alert, generally greater than, right? Which means if the alarm state is in alarm, then I would like to receive the alert. Where you would like to receive the alert? Using an SNS. So we have to create a topic. Topic is like topic contains a list of email addresses to whom you would like to send the email alert. So I will enter my email address. Can I add multiple email addresses? Yes. Okay, sorry. This is the topic name. So server 11 CPU utilization email addresses just like this. If you want to add multiple email addresses, like if you want to notify multiple people, you can add like this comma and then you can add another email address. Like this, you can add multiple email addresses. But in the real time, they don't add email addresses. They will enter the distribution group. Like every team will have a group mail, like let us say cloudadmin@companyname.com. That's a distribution list. They call it as a distribution list or a distribution group. In that, every team member's email address will be added. So if any email sent to that particular group email address, everybody will receive the same. They use in that way. So that if employees, let us say, if I left the company, who will modify this? So they will use a group email. So whenever I left the company, my email address will be removed from the group. A new employee joined, he will be added. So that everybody will receive the same notification in the team. Okay, then click on create topic. Whenever you click on create topic, you will receive a subscription confirmation notification on the provided email address. I think if you don't receive, just check the spam box also. There is a chance that you might receive in the spam. Click on confirm subscription. Once you are done, yes, you are subscribed. From now onwards, you will start receiving the alerts if the CPU utilization is sorry. We are not yet done, right? Okay, then just scroll down. You can add some EC2 actions like restart and all the things also. Click on next. You can give some name to the alarm, CPU utilization, and you can click on next. It seems that what is the CPU utilization now? Almost zero, less than 1%. Current CPU utilization is less than 1%. Click on create alarm. So now the alarm got created, but what is the state? Insufficient data. It will take some time to get the data. Minimum 1 minute of time because we enabled enhanced monitoring. If it is a basic monitoring, it will take up to 5 minutes of time. Okay, so we will wait, or you can click on the alarm and you can check what is the CPU utilization. So CPU utilization is less than something, so you cannot receive any alerts. To increase the CPU utilization, what I do is I will log into the server level and I will increase the CPU utilization. I will do something, so obviously it will increase the CPU utilization. Log into server level and open multiple tabs in the browser to increase the CPU more than 80%. So we need the public IP, username, and the password to log. Right? Let me collect them. Server level. Okay, let me click on connect. RDP client. Get password. Let me upload the private key. Decrypt password. So here is the password. I copied already the password. Okay, and now let me open the remote desktop connection. What is the public IP? 100.24.72.30. And now you need to enter the username and password, administrator, and the password. Click on yes. So what I do is I will open a task manager in which I can monitor the CPU utilization, and I will open a browser and I will continuously open the tabs, multiple tabs. Obviously, the CPU will go more than 80% because this instance is having just 1 GB of RAM. It will be very easy to consume all the 1 GB of RAM. But in the Linux, that will be a little bit hard for us unless you install something or you are doing something else. Okay, so how to open a task manager? Just you can right click on the taskbar and you can get an option called task manager. Whenever you log in, immediately the CPU will go something like 60, 70, but it will immediately drop down. If I click on more details, what is the CPU? 16%. Let me click on the performance. Here you can monitor. So here you can see what is the CPU utilization and all the things. CPU utilization, it seems like 32% also. Just 32%, 31%. Here you can see. So what I do is I will open the browser just to increase the CPU utilization. The moment once you open, automatically the CPU will start rising because it's a 1 GB machine. And once it crosses 80% for a 1 minute of time, immediately you will receive an email alert. If you are not receiving, then there is a problem. The chances are like you haven't subscribed to the topic, like you haven't confirmed the subscription, or you have provided the wrong email. Okay, so the browser, I guess no need to open all the things, like immediately it will go beyond 80%. So here the system is too slow. Even if I click on like start without data, it is not responding. Okay, let me reduce the size of the browser so that we can see the task manager and the browser side by side. Okay, CPU utilization, I think it seems like somewhere it touched 80%, 75% also, and immediately it was dropped down. Right now, the CPU utilization is 92%. To make it constant, I will try to open a new tab. So if you are using a mouse, you cannot do that. Just you can select the browser and you can type Control D, which will trigger a huge heavy load on your CPU, and you can see the CPU is continuously at 100%. Control D is to open a new tab. So whenever the CPU is more than 80%, immediately you will receive a alert. Okay, let me minimize this. Where already the CPU touches 100%. If I go to CloudWatch, let me refresh the alarm to check what is. No, it is not yet reached. Still the state is okay. It seems Seems now it is increasing. 56. Seems it got stuck. The instance is not properly responding. The CPU is still 100%. You can see the CPU utilization here 100%, right? And in the alarm, it won't refresh automatically. The alarm, but monitoring it will refresh automatically. The CPU is 56% and it was configured for greater than 80% for one data point within 1 minute. Within 1 minute, if it reaches or it crosses 80%, then obviously it will, what we call that, it will increase, it will create the state as in alarm. See, it exceeded. So you might expect an alert notification. So refresh, you can see in the back end, the state will be in alarm, but in the front end, it will not properly update immediately. It will take 1 minute of time. And if you go to your, what we call that, your email, haven't received anything because the state is okay, not yet in alarm. Now in alarm, right? In alarm. So immediately you can expect an email. So why we are getting this? At 2:50, at 2:50 p.m., the CPU utilization is 90.499, which is greater than the threshold of 80%. It reaches one minimum time because of it exceeded one time. The alarm state has been transitioned to in alarm state change, okay to alarm. Because of that, you receive the email alert. It monitored for 60 seconds. In a 60 seconds window on this EC2 instance, if the CPU utilization is more than 80% because of this SNS topic, you receive this email alert. Now what I do is, exit. Seems the browser got struck. Now the CPU is falling down from 80% to something, right? So then your CloudWatch alarm state will become okay. Your CloudWatch alarm state will become okay. Okay, what if, let us say, you have like multiple production servers, like 10 servers. Out of that, every day I want to monitor, out of 10, 2 are production servers. I want to monitor 2 servers in a single page. Every time I don't want to search for CPU utilization, I don't want to search for network utilization and all the things. Whenever I open the CloudWatch, I want to see everything in a single page. How to do that? If I go to CloudWatch, I cannot see the required metrics, right? There is only option called all metrics. There is only option called all metrics. But how can I check the required details in an effective way so that I can check everything as per my requirement? There is an option called dashboards. There is an option called a dashboard. What is the meaning of a dashboard in general? What is the meaning of a dashboard? Where you heard the dashboard word? I think if you go to the car dashboard, you can see multiple things in a single place, right? Like speedometer or total distance traveled, fuel indicator. Everything you can see in a single console. In the same way, the CloudWatch supports a dashboard where you can configure only the required metrics. Whenever you open the dashboard, all the required metrics will be visible. How can I do that is, let us say I have 10 servers. Out of 10, only 2 are the production servers. So I can create a dashboard. Whenever you open a dashboard, it will look like this, in which I can create one widget which will display the CPU utilization of all production servers. The second one, network utilization. The third one, disk input and output operations. So if I open the dashboard, it will display the details of server 11 and 12 code. It won't display all the other servers. You can select what metrics you want to monitor. That is possible using the dashboard. I can say dashboard is used to display the required metrics in a single page. And the dashboard can have multiple widgets. Each widget display each widget display the metric of multiple selected instances, like one widget for CPU utilization, one widget for network utilization, or like network bandwidth, or network in, or network out, or disk operations like that. And it will not display the CPU utilization of all servers. It will display only the selected servers. And the dashboard is eligible for free trial up to two dashboards. Up to two dashboards and 10 metrics are eligible for free trial. 10 metric means CPU utilization is one metric, network utilization second metric, disk utilization third metric. Like that, you can add up to 10 at no extra charges. What I do is, let us create a dashboard to display the metrics of server 11 and server 12 out of 10 EC2 instances. Out of 10 EC2 instances, I would like to only display the resource utilization of server 11. And what all I want to monitor is CPU utilization, network in, how much network is coming inside, and disk operations. These three I want to monitor. Not everything. You can customize whatever you want to monitor. So how to do that is, go to your CloudWatch, and here you can see an option called dashboards. You can see one alarm is in green color because on server 11 the CPU is less than 80, so it changes to OK. Okay, now go to the dashboards. You can see custom dashboard and automatic dashboards. If you click on automatic dashboards, it will display application load balancer. It will display the information about all application load balancers available in your EC2, in your account. EC2. It will display the information about every EC2 instance. But I want to monitor only few things, right? So I can go to custom dashboard, click on create dashboard. You can give some name, my dashboard. Any name you can give, that doesn't matter. Click on create dashboard. An empty dashboard got created. Just close it, don't create anything. Empty dashboard, which display nothing. If I go back to the dashboards, you can see my dashboard. If I click here, there is nothing. So you have to add the widgets, whatever you want to monitor. Let me click on this plus, and how the utilization should display. The effective way is a line graph. Select the line, what you want to monitor, metrics, what metrics you want to monitor. First one is the CPU utilization. So here go to EC2, for instance metrics. Here I will type CPU utilization, and I will select only server 11 and server 12. But it will display the average utilization. So you can customize that also. How to do that is, select the graphed metrics tab. It will display only the selected two. What is a statistic? Average. So you can select maximum, and period. Every 5 minutes it will come. We can change that to like 1 minute and click on create widget. See here, not yet done. We have to save. And what is the next one? Network in. Same procedure. Click on plus, line, metrics, and here I want to go to EC2, for instance metrics, and here network in. Let me type that network in, incoming network. So server 11, server 12, create widget. Again, plus, I will save later. Before closing, you can save anytime, no issues. Click on metrics. The next one is a disk operations. Like I can say read operations or write operations, whatever it is. Whatever you want to monitor, you can monitor it. So here, disk read operations. Sorry, not this one. Okay, let me type the filter. Disk read ops. So I have to select server 11 and server 12. Click on create widget and click on save. And you can close it at any time, no issues. If you want to monitor that particular, let us say there is a production application. If you want to monitor the production application, instead of going to all metrics, select each and everything, you can click on my dashboard and you can see everything in a single page. Like CPU utilization, if you want to check the CPU utilization, click on that, or you can click enlarge. So your CPU utilization drop down and 1 minute window. Every 1 minute it will update. Why it is on server 11. If you don't click anything, it will display port. If you want to check only a specific one, you can click on that. So it will display only the selected. Let me close it. And now if you want to check the network, incoming network, click on enlarge. You can see it is a 5 minutes average because I haven't modified the graph matrix, right? Here you can monitor, here you can change. Here you can change, no issues. Local is server 11, in which there is a huge incoming at some point. I think at that time we logged in and we sent some instructions which is incoming net. Server 12 we haven't logged in, so there is no incoming net. And disk read operations large, there is no operations, read operations. We haven't reading anything from the disk, right? So almost this is how you can create the dashboards. The advantage with the dashboard is whatever you want to monitor, you can create with those metrics as a single dashboard. Like production servers, you can create one dashboard. Testing servers, you can create another dashboard. Development servers, you can create another dashboard. Let us say I want to create one more widget of a load balancer. Then, even though we don't have a load balancer, I think the one which we created recently might be available, right? So go to the metrics. So your application ELB, and I want to check per application load balancer. And here, let me check. Okay, here it is not showing the relevant things. Let me go back to the application ELB. Let me go with target group. Based on target group, we will monitor. So there is one thing called AWS EB, I think Elastic Beanstalk, one which we created in the last session. Request count per target. In your target group, you might have a 2 servers or 3 servers, right? It will display how many requests are coming to each target. Create widget. So no data available. Why? Why no data available? Because there is no data in the last one. If you click 1 week, you can see something here. This is average count per target. 0.0277. Or if you see maximum, every 1 minute, you You can see somewhere here it's like the same 0.0 something. Or if you don't need that, if you are looking for a different one, just you can delete it and you can add in new metric. And again, the same thing, I want to monitor application ELB, but I want to check something else. Availability zone, request count per target in each availability zone. Request count per target. How many requests are coming in each and every availability zone. This is the Elastic Beanstalk AWS EB 1C. Yeah, three things. Create widget. And here you can see enlarge. Let me go with 1 week. Somewhere you can see in the 1A, almost is a 0, 0.04 on 1A and 1B. But on somewhere here on 1B, what is the value? 0.04. Blue color is okay, both are there. Blue and orange both are at the same way. It's about like 0.04 on each target because we never accessed that application load balancer much. Or if you want to check maximum or you want to check the sum total, you can see more. In 1 minute, every 1 minute, you can see something. Whenever you reduce the size, we can see the more clear, like about 0.325, 0.3 requests per target. This is how you can create anything you can create. Let me go with one more line metric, and here DynamoDB table operation metrics. So we have few other things. So here is the point in time successful request latency. Latency I want to check, or successful request latency on the PIT recovery, and a successful request returned item count. Let me check those two. I think we should not include those two things together. The graph will not look good because one is in the 0 point something and the one is in the numeric numbers. Let me say successful request latency, and if I go to the enlarge, if I go to 1 week, you can see something 28 millisecond latency. We deleted immediately, right? 28.06. That is not seconds. How to know whether it is a seconds or milliseconds? On the y-axis, you can see it is a milliseconds. So it's a 28 milliseconds. That is the latency, read latency we got on that particular DynamoDB table. So just we can save it, and this dashboard is available forever. How to delete a dashboard? Just select the dashboard, click on delete, and click on delete. The dashboard will be deleted. And what is these automatic dashboards? What it will do? Let me show you. If I click on EC2, what it will do is it will show like this. Everything will be available on every EC2 instance. CPU utilization, average CPU utilization on all servers, disk read, disk write, network in, disk write, network data packets, everything will be automatically added. But we don't need all these, right? That's why we will create a custom dashboard, custom dashboards to create with the required metrics only. With the required metrics only. And I said this CloudWatch can collect the logs also, right? What kind of logs and where those logs will be stored. In the same CloudWatch, generally the logs are important for SysOps administrators and DevOps. But for us, not that much required. So here on the left side, you can see the logs. You can click on log groups. You can see there are a lot of log groups available, but we never created, right? But why we are getting these log groups here? Whenever we create a RDS instance, we enable some logs, right? where all those logs were stored? In this log group. There is a separate log group for every database instance. If you click on the log group, you can see a log string, a particular instance. If you click there, you can see the information, the log files. I will show you. These are the logs. No need to log into your, like the same way you can configure for EC2 instance also. But I said the CloudWatch can be used to monitor your on-prem servers also, right? How it is possible? How Amazon can communicate with your on-premises data centers? You have to install a software or agent called CloudWatch Agent. CloudWatch Agent. I can say CloudWatch can be used to monitor on-premise instances also. But you cannot monitor Windows Server 2008 or Windows Server 2003 or Windows 7, such things. There are some limitations. Starting from Windows Server 2012, you can monitor any Windows operating system, and I think from Windows 10 you can monitor. How it is possible is also by installing an agent in the on-premise service. And what is that agent is CloudWatch Agent. CloudWatch Agent. So let us say in my laptop I have to install the CloudWatch Agent, which requires a configuration. You have to create a config file, and you need to configure with which server it should be communicating, with which AWS account you should communicate, and the data to be recorded in which log group. In which log group. Like here, these are the log groups, right? You can click on create log group. Just have like a show example. On-premise servers, which contains the logs of on-premise servers. Retention setting. Like if I say 1 week, every 1 week the log files will be clear. And here I can click on create. Okay, it doesn't support the spaces. Now, I want to send the logs from my on-prem to cloud, but I have 10 servers there. If I send all 10 server logs to the same log group, which will get messed up, right? What I do is, in this log, I can create a log stream. Create log stream. I can say server 1. I can create another log stream. Server 2. Create log stream. Server 3. Now, in my all 3 servers, I will install the CloudWatch agent. So it will generate some config file. What I do is, I will select the destination as on-premises servers log group. Server 1 is the log stream. For server 2, I will select the destination as server 2. So all the log files from server 1 will be stored here. From server 2 will be stored here, and from server 3 it will be stored here. Like, let us say if you want to store some images in your computer, like from the everyday. So if you combine all the things together, it will be difficult for you to identify, right? So what you do, you can create a folder called image. In that you can create a separate folders with the dates or the destination country where you have went. So you can store in the same way. The same way you can configure this. Basically, this is all the DevOps related and SysOps administrators will do all these things. Being a solutions architect, the resource monitoring is our job, and you must know what is a log group and what is a log stream. Log group will collect the logs. Log stream, we will create the log stream using different scenarios. Like I want to collect Apache logs of all servers into the one log group. That is also possible because Amazon don't know or your on-prem server don't know, depending on your configuration file. So from where we can download that AWS CloudWatch agent. Even the regular log servers available in the market, they will provide you a log agent, NX log. Have you ever heard about NX log. This is also a log server which will run somewhere. They will provide NX log agent which have to be installed in your servers, where you have to configure where is the server. The same way, you have to download AWS CloudWatch agent, which is a free tool available in the GitHub. Like you can go to the docs.aws.amazon.com. Somewhere they will provide. Okay, these are the supported operating systems: Amazon Linux, Ubuntu, CentOS, Red Hat, Debian, 64-bit Windows Server 2022, 19, 16, and 1. So somewhere here it is. The CloudWatch agent is open source, hosted on GitHub. You can go there and you can download this one. How to download? I want to download everything. I want to download this one. How to download? Let me go back. So here, if you log in, here you will get a download button. Where is it? They might provide at the end. Even installation steps, everything they will provide. What happened? Here, this one, the code. The UI got changed since. Generally, we use a Git client. We use a Git client to download. Just we will copy this and we will paste. So that will be downloaded. GitHub CL. Okay, anyways, here you can click. So that will be downloaded as a zip. And how to install? You can follow the steps here. Installation. It will take you to the installation page. You can install it. It will show the step by step everything. And you can install it and you can start configuring. But that is not mandatory for us. Just we have to know the CloudWatch monitoring on your AWS cloud. There is also an option that we can monitor using on-prem servers. Do you know that using the load balancer, you can balance the load of your on-prem servers, but not application. Even application load balancer also. But for that, the target type you have to select IP address. But they are providing the option. But being a cloud, we will design everything in the cloud. There is a 1% chance that your company might using the load balancer in the cloud and application in the on-prem. But they don't do that because the latency will be high and all the things. They will maintain a separate load balancer in on-prem if required. A normal load balancer, like there are Nginx load balancers there which act as a load balancer and proxy. They use the different things. Okay, so this is about the CloudWatch which we need. Once you are done with the practical, delete it. There is nothing much to do. Just we have to observe how to monitor, how to create the alert. If you know how to create at least one alarm, the same procedure for all alarms, any kind of an alarm, and you have to know how to create alert using the SNS. SNS is the only method, only way which you can receive an email notification. Okay. Right. So, any questions on the CloudWatch? Any questions on the CloudWatch? So, yeah. So, if you guys are clear on the CloudWatch, the next topic will be cloud formation. Again, that is a DevOps tool, but we should know like what it is, how an infrastructure will be deployed automatically using the code. It's a kind of infrastructure as a code. If you heard about Terraform, the Terraform can be used with the cloud formation. So we will use a sample template which is available on the AWS itself, and we will deploy some kind of Apache application or a PHP application or something using the cloud formation. Okay. That is not required for a solutions architect, but just we will see what it is and how to use it. And I mean, if you are using the cloud formation, what will happen in the back? This is not. on the CloudWatch. Okay, so in the CloudWatch, whenever I'm creating what we call that alarm, I have given some name, right? Is that the same? Is there any rules to follow the names? We can use any name because I use the CPU as the capital. No rules. No rules. Rules are for the metric name. You should not modify the name of the metric. Alarm name, you can use ABC XYZ also. You can use ABC XYZ also. It doesn't matter. Next. In the entire thing, we never found the memory utilization, right? Have you seen any RAM, free RAM, or memory utilization? No, why? Because that is not available in the default monitoring. I mean, not default monitoring. That is not a default metric. The memory utilization is called as custom metric. How we should get? You have to download and install the CloudWatch agent so that it will record all the things. How to install that? No need of that. Just directly we can create one IAM role in which SSM managed instance permission to be assigned so that everything will be taken care of. Or we can install manually also, but not required. Just there is one role. You have to create one role, create a new IAM role, service EC2. In the policies, you can select SSM, SSM managed instance. Attach it, wait for 5-10 minutes. CloudWatch agent will be installed, and there are n number of custom metrics available, and all the custom metrics will be monitored. That is called as a custom metric. So I can say custom metrics. So you can see disk capacity. That is, I have 100 GB instance, 100 GB drive. How much is the free space, which is not available in the default metrics? Those all are custom metrics. So see here, publishing custom metrics. Oh, publishing custom metrics. So custom metrics includes memory utilization like free memory, memory being utilized, disk size, free disk capacity, all the things. So we have to use this command. Okay, wait a second. Let me use the Google AWS custom metrics because memory utilize. I will show you the list of custom metrics available. Not this one. Okay, producer application monitoring script and custom metric, monitoring memory and disk metrics for EC2 Linux instances, CloudWatch monitoring scripts for Linux, publish custom metrics. So for that, the CloudWatch agent is a mandatory. CloudWatch agent is mandatory. Somewhere you can see the list of custom metrics. There are n number of custom metrics available, like a disk name, free total disk size, free disk capacity, utilize the disk capacity, like let us say 100 GB disk space, 80 GB I utilize. So it will display that 20% CPU, 20% disk space is available. And free memory, how much free memory is available? How much CPU percentage is available? Whatever we are seeing, that is CPU utilization, right? In the custom metrics, you can get free CPU utilization. How much CPU is free? Everything is available in the custom metrics. So if you click on that monitor memory and disk space, CloudWatch agent. Here it is. You have to install the CloudWatch agent, collect metrics and logs from Amazon EC2 instances, and also on-premises servers with the CloudWatch agent. So here installing, creating the CloudWatch agent configuration files, metrics collected by the CloudWatch agent. Let me show you the list of metrics. These are the metrics: CPU active time, idle time, and there are a lot of things which we don't need. Usage is active, CPU is active in any capacity, and I said memory, right? Here it is a disk free, free space on the disk, total disk, user disk, percentage disk utilized, and the memory, right? RAM is nothing but a memory. Let me go down to the memory. Here it is. Active memory. Active memory means memory is utilized, and memory free, the amount of memory that is not being used. Total memory, memory user currently in use, percentage memory utilized. All these are available in the custom metrics, for which you have to install the CloudWatch agent. Okay. Right. Generally, CloudWatch agent and all these things are mandatory for the DevOps and SysOps. Actually, these are mandatory for the SysOps administrators who will take care of the application maintenance. They have to check everything, right? So that is a mandatory for them. But for us, a basic thing is okay. But you should know how to install a CloudWatch agent. Just you can give it a try. If you have any issues, you can let me know. Okay. In the meanwhile, I will share a document also, like how to install that and everything, so that will be helpful for you. Memory, that is a mandatory, right? So that is available under custom metric. Memory utilization, I can say, memory utilization is available under custom CloudWatch metric. Okay. Right. Any other questions? Okay, then let us stop the session here. Let us continue tomorrow with cloud formation. Cloud formation is different and CloudFront is different. Both are completely different. There is no comparison. Okay, right. Let us continue tomorrow with the cloud formation. Thank you, everyone. We can continue tomorrow. If you have any question, you can wait and you can ask the questions. Otherwise, you guys can. Okay, right. Thank you, everyone. We'll continue tomorrow.
शिवसेना का नाम और तीर धनुष निशान मिलने के बाद अब शिंदे गुट ने महाराष्ट्र विधानसभा में बने शिवसेना के ऑफिस पर कब्जा कर लिया। उद्धव ठाकरे ने कहा कि हमारी पार्टी का नाम और चुनाव चिन्ह छीन लिया गया, लेकिन ठाकरे नाम कोई नहीं छीन सकता। उधर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सोमवार को शिवसेना का नाम निशान शिंदे गुट को देने के खिलाफ